This is the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
Hi, everybody.
Good morning.
On the podcast today, we prank Wildcats legend, Damien Martin.
Well, we certainly do. Seabass, you're involved in this as well. You knew all the details.
I'm going to say you went even further and pranked Perth because everyone would have believed that.
Yeah,
That was so well done.
Ross,
thank
how do
you.
you feel about it all?
I feel deceived, and because they didn't let me in on it either for Caitlin, and I was fully in, and I was
Same.
trusting, and the amount of manipulation and cunningness that you did to pull this off. Nat, I expected. Shaun, I was a little disappointed with you.
But
Mum.
do I have a future
As a liar?
as an Academy Award-winning actor?
As a massive liar, yes.
You should go on that game show, The Mole. That was always my
yeah, thank you.
favourite
I think
game
that's
show.
an insult, but okay, thank you.
Absolutely. What
Andy
else did we
Lee
talk
as
about?
well?
Andy
Yes.
Lee was great today.
We had a lot of questions about a lot of his side hustles. He's got more side hustles than main hustles at
Dim
this point.
Sims.
It's amazing.
Dim
a
Sims.
pub.
Gourmet dim sims
Oh,
as well.
extraordinary. Plus, we talked about Shaun witnessed something this morning that was a U-turn gone horribly wrong.
Oh, yeah.
It's too good.
If you've got the time, check out our socials. You'll love the photo.
This is Nathan, Nat and Shaun. 937.
It's 6:05. Nathan, Nat and Shaun with Ross stepping in for Nathan again.
Welcome back, firstly, Nat. Happy
you.
birthday for yesterday. Shawnee was very alone yesterday, although you had your cousin, Ro.
Well, can I say welcome back to both of you? Natalie's birthday, of course. What a
Yeah,
great
what
day
was-
to celebrate.
what was your
And
experience?
Ross.
I had man flu. I still sound bad, but I feel okay, good.
You sound the same as you always do.
Well, you cooked over the weekend, Ross, by the way.
So cooked, yeah. And at one stage I mentioned we got locked out of our house because we did a family ride and the power went out and the gate's electric. So 2 kids and both of us all locked out of our house for 8 hours. Although you could climb it with a ladder, but we weren't up for letting the 2-year-old, pass the 2-year-old over the fence to do anyway.
I could climb a ladder, for sure.
Throw 'em over there.
I got my fingers caught in the ladder, so.
Oh, okay. If he's got your abilities, maybe not.
How was your birthday?
I had a great time, actually. So I went to Melbourne for another friend's birthday, actually. But because I had the Monday off, I thought, why not? Let's make a long weekend
Yeah,
of it.
of course.
So yesterday, I met some friends in North Fitzroy for breakfast. It was
Lovely.
delightful, including a couple of, so one of my other friends organised it, and she loves to surprise people. And so there were some surprise guests, people just kept turning up. I'm like, oh, I didn't know you were coming. I didn't know you were coming. So it was actually really lovely. Beautiful sunny day in Melbourne yesterday. And then I had to get on a plane and come home.
Yeah, I saw you late in the afternoon down at the
Yes.
Oval. So what time did you catch the flight then?
My flight left Melbourne at 1:30, and then
Yeah, 2:30.
2:30, yeah.
Oh, Chinese dentist,
Yeah,
2:30.
that's right. So, yeah, good times. And this is the biggest gift of all.
Yeah.
That my bag was third out.
Oh,
I know.
that's
It's
nice.
never, ever been first. That's the best it's ever been, third. And I'm like, there was a pram, one suitcase, and then my bag. And I'm like, happy birthday to me.
Do you have a special sticker on it or your Qantas thing on there?
I'm a gold frequent flyer, which means it does,
Yep.
it's the same priority as business class, even though I was done with the people because I'm a
Regular.
woman of the
You're a-
people.
yeah.
But even before, it's never been that far forward in the queue. So I'm
Fantastic
like, that
news.
is the greatest gift of all.
We didn't get you anything.
Thank you. I
No,
know. I
because
wasn't
you weren't here.
expecting anything. We're getting breakfast this morning, though.
Oh, is that true?
Yeah. It better be because I didn't bring any.
Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
It's now April, which
Yes, it is.
means I don't have to squat anymore. So
Nat.
for the entire month of March, I was doing a challenge where I had to do 174 squats a day. Or I didn't have to, but that's what I opted to do. I did every single one of them. I didn't miss one.
We'd be on air, and in between the songs, you just squat.
She's just
squat.
If I could get sort of 80 to 100 away during the show, that really set me up for the rest of the day.
And how'd you go at the start of it? Because that's when I imagine you would have been the sorest.
Yeah, my knees didn't love it, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
And I've had some knee problems in the last couple of years, like kneecap issues.
Yeah, the tracking now. The tracking.
So as a result, not the perfect exercise for me. There were times when I had to seize the opportunity to, so it's fine to do
Carpe
it here
diem,
with friends. Like I did do 20 squats the other day. I did 20 yesterday in an airport toilet.
Just what? Were you behind the cubicle or just in the...
I was in the cubicle.
So no one could see you?
No one could see me. That's why I did it there, because I didn't want to do it in front of people. But I needed to get some away, so I did it in the airport
gone
toilet.
to the toilet to squat.
And then I went to the toilet to go to the toilet as well.
While
but
I'm
then
here.
I thought, let's do 20 while I'm there. I did them in a like clothing store change room as well as that before.
You're a hidden squatter, a secret squatter.
So now I don't have to anymore. But so it's over. I raised 4,000 something. I came in at number 9 in the fundraising. So thank you to everybody that donated, because it was amazing. It's raising money for the National Breast Cancer Foundation. And the reason, it's the 58 squats a day challenge, but I did 3 times that because I had 3 friends who passed away from breast cancer. And I didn't tell you this because it happened on our holidays.
Yeah.
But on our holidays last year, so I think it was the day after we all went on a great boat day to Rottnest, I had a call back from my mammogram. So you get, it's not the callback you want. They're like, oh, we need you to come in for more testing. And I'm like, and then because I was due to go to Mexico just the week later, and I said, oh, can I do it when I get back from Mexico? And they went, oh, I guess. And I'm like, oh, they don't really want me to. And then my GP called me and said, oh, I saw that you've been called back after your mammogram. And I said, what do you reckon? I've put it off till I get back from holidays. And she just goes, oh, I wouldn't. And I'm like, oh. So then I called them back and I'm like, when can you get me in? And they got me in the next day, and so I had to go in. You have to give up a whole day. So you go I went to Royal Perth. There are other locations, but I went to Royal Perth Hospital, to the breast clinic there, and literally you're sitting there for half a day. They're like, bring your lunch. You're going to be, and when you get there, you get changed into this little like wraparound gown, and then you're just sitting in that with your little shopping basket with your stuff in it, while they take you in and out of testing. And so I went in for another more advanced mammogram, and then I had to wait for an ultrasound. But they're like, we'll if everything's clear after that, you can go, but if not, you have to stay for more and more testing, basically. And you're sitting there looking at these women going, I know that not all of us have got breast cancer, but some of us do.
Yeah.
That's, and for me, after the ultrasound, they were like, you're all good, good to go, you're clear, off your trot. But I'm looking around this room going, that's not going to be the case for everybody here. Which is heartbreaking.
Yeah. So when you walked away and you got the thumbs up, how was that dealing with that thing?
Absolute relief, but at the same time, it's not like you're going woohoo on the way up.
No, because
there's a room full of people.
Else.
That's right. And not everybody in that room was going to have breast cancer, but everybody that has breast cancer starts at somebody in that room, and you just go, ugh. So that was another motivating factor for why I did it. So I'm very grateful that my boobies are okay.
So am I.
Your boobies
Am I
are
allowed to
great.
say that? Is that illegal? Or?
How many did you do in the end, Nat?
5,394, I think. It's 31 times 174.
Mate.
Well, regardless, it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot, and my bum's just going to have a bit of a rest now.
Good. Well done.
No more squatting. I mean, I will be
You're doing it at the gym anyway.
I've got a PT session today where I will have to do more squats, but it won't be 174. It'll probably just be a normal number like 60.
Yeah, but weight on. You'll be doing 200 kilo squats and deadlifts and all kinds of stuff now.
We're back. The butt, I mean, I can just like leap into the air just from my butt alone now. It's amazing.
Nathan, Nat, and Shaun podcast.
I come to work along Canning Highway and hit the freeway from my area, which is down near the Fremantle Way, where Natalie lives as well.
I go the other way, just so we've got it covered.
It's been a plethora of activity in recent times. So yesterday...
Using the word plethora.
Can't spell it.
Neither.
Yesterday there was a guy who was close to where KFC, for anybody who lives down that way on Canning Highway, Alfred Cove, and he started pushing a dirt bike on the road because I noticed him like, what the hell?
What time was this?
4:30.
Dodgy time.
And then he started it and drove off, and he clearly stole it, and he didn't put the lights on or anything, and just literally fanged it towards Freo. Anyway, this morning...
With Shaun cheering him on, yes.
This morning when I was coming, I was going past the Applecross area. On the left-hand side, there's an oval called Tompkins Park.
Yes.
Anyway, a couple of 100 metres up, I noticed this car was like in the middle of the medium strip between the two roads.
Yes.
Going east and west. And I stopped to pull over to the side, and this Toyota Tundra, massive
So that's
four-wheel
a
drive.
big four-wheel drive ute thing,
Yeah,
isn't it?
they're new into the country.
Yeah.
And this guy has tried to do a U-turn on the medium strip.
So instead of waiting till there's a break, which there is not that far away,
No.
he just thought, I'll just go here.
Yeah, I'll just go here.
What could go wrong? I'm driving this amazing four-wheel drive ute.
Mate, you can drive through anything, Nat. The problem was...
I can drive on the Tundra.
This part of the medium strip has been elevated with a retaining wall. Is the only part, and it goes for.
Sean's going to we'll put the photo up on our.
It's literally 20
Instagram.
metres of height that would get him, and his car has bottomed out, which means the front wheels are off the ground, and he's just sitting there and he cannot go anywhere.
Had he chucked that UE 10 metres earlier or 10 metres later, it would not have been a problem.
He's just hanging there midair,
just- yeah,
kind of like
so-
the cartoon ones where they're hanging off the cliff.
So when I'm driving past, like the lights are on and that, so I'm like, first of all, I think he didn't reverse up there.
No.
I go, no, he's come from the other
chucking a
way.
Yui.
He's chucking a Yui. The lights are on, right? So I yell out and see if he's okay. And then at
Hero to
that
the
stage,
people.
I'll get nothing back from him. And then he just put his hazard lights on. So I knew he was fine.
So then you took a photo.
Absolutely. Because who's going to believe that?
Check out the Nathan and Shaun Instagram page. It's going to be up there.
Oh, yeah, you got to check it out because
It's
you can
very
see
funny.
you can see if you can see that he could have chucked a Yui
Anywhere
anywhere
else.
before then and just driven and turned around
Yes.
and off he went.
And if you look
He
closely,
he
you can
chose the wrong spot.
You can see Shaun not helping in the
Yes.
You get
too
that
busy
real
to take a
sense of it,
photo.
don't you? He asked him, do you need any help? And he didn't say anything. So what?
Well, he put the hazards on there, and so I thought,
he's
he's
got it.
embarrassed.
He's got it covered.
How embarrassing.
Yeah.
Now, he's going to have to get a tow truck to be
Yeah.
able to lift the front end up,
Yes.
just drag it possibly 5 metres and then drive off. Man,
That's embarrassing.
that's terrible.
I mean, chucking a Yui, she can be perilous, as it turns out.
Nat, when you were in Melbourne chucking Uis, did you do those hook turns over there?
It
Ever
took
get
me-
caught?
No, but it took me a long time to figure out the hook turn. For a while, I just didn't do them. So if there was an intersection that required me to do a hook turn, I would just drive through it until I could find one where I didn't have to do one.
yeah.
So that's the art of turning right
You
from
end
the
up
left
3
hand
suburbs
lane.
down just to be
I
able to
know.
sit
I did.
around.
I spent a lot of driving around before I finally mastered it. But the first time you do one, it goes against everything. That every instinct, you feel like you're going to get cleaned up at any moment. But it's to do with the trams. That's what happened.
yeah.
But they're not at every intersection. So just in the middle of the city. But very confusing. Mel's in Abbey Hill. Hi, Mel.
Hi, how you going?
morning.
Good, Mel.
Okay, what happened when you tried to chuck a Yui, Mel?
Well, actually, it wasn't me, but I saw a lady outside the bottle shop in Coolbellup on Christmas week
Yeah.
do a U-turn, and instead of ending up across the island, she ended up along the island with all wheels off the ground.
Like she's grinding, a car grinding it.
Well, she was wedged on a big rock because I went back the next day to still there and saw this massive rock in the middle and went, oh, my God, no wonder she couldn't get up. But she didn't realise her wheels were off the ground. She got out, walked around the car, looked at it, couldn't see anything, got back in and tried to go again. She did that twice. And I just thought, while I was sneaky trying to take a photo like Shaun,
Yes.
but I couldn't zoom in far enough to get that the wheels were off the ground, so I was a bit disappointed with my photo. It wasn't Instagram worthy.
It's a shame.
And the next day when I went back, I saw this massive rock there, no car, but thought,
Yes.
oh,
Oh,
lady.
that's what's got her.
Yeah, the rock explains it all, doesn't it?
So she gets back in the car and she's just like, why is this not going anywhere?
Outside the bottle shop probably said a fair bit about
I
it
mean,
as well.
yes, there are a few conclusions you could draw from those.
Yeah.
Circumstantial evidence, though.
It's a good celebration, though, that place, Mel. I know it well.
Yeah.
Sean's very familiar with it. Thanks, Mel. Love your work. Luke's from the Vines, or as Shaun would say, the Vimes. Morning, Luke.
Morning, how you going?
Good, buddy. What happened?
So my first job, I had a brand new old 1991 Mitsubishi family wagon, station wagon.
Yes.
Did a Yui and one of the cylinders, a 4-cylinder dropped and it stalled and almost got T-boned.
Oh, so basically you did a Yui into oncoming traffic, and because your car stalled, you were
I
stuck
thought
there.
I could make it type thing and
Yes.
just dropped the cylinder and it just stalled and stopped. And the guy jammed his brakes on,
Yeah.
smoke pouring out of his wheels. bumper touching my driver's side door, nothing.
Thank God he
Oh,
had
my
his wits
God,
about him.
Luke.
Yeah.
And you could see
Yeah.
that coming at you the way it was.
And you couldn't do anything.
Shit
you
in
just-
my pants.
Oh,
Yeah.
Were you just pumping like everything, like
Yes.
trying to turn the key, pumping the gas,
I
like
just see my
go?
life flashing before my eyes, like, oh, okay, I'm done.
Oh,
This
Luke.
might be a stupid question, but what does it mean when you say drop the cylinder?
Literally.
It was an old car, a four-cylinder, it went down to a three-cylinder car, and it couldn't
Yeah, so no
do
power.
no power.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew that. Yep.
Ross, the car guy.
Yeah, it's me.
Good on you, Luke. We're glad you survived. Thanks, mate. Levine, hello.
Hello, how are you, everyone?
Okay,
Morning,
Levine.
Levine.
What happened when you tried to chuck a Yui?
So this is a really long time ago. I was in my very early 20s, and if you remember South Perth before, you know where Coco's is, before they renovated
Yeah.
it, and there was like this little area you could do a U-turn and go back up the same street you were coming from.
Yep.
Anyway, did that. Looking very well, thought I was making sure there was no one coming, did my Yui, and all of a sudden there's a man going across my front of my bonnet on a bicycle.
Oh!
Yeah, and then not only that, there was another 20 lovely lycra-clad gentlemen in there. Yeah.
Did you hit a
that
peloton?
all Surrounded my car and were screaming at me that I was... Am I even old enough to drive? And oh my God, it was horrible.
Oh,
The man
Levine.
was fine. The
He
man
was
was
okay.
fine.
Yeah, right.
He was fine.
Yeah.
His bike that cost about 25 grand wasn't, but he was fine.
Oh,
What's an angry peloton like?
furious, as it turns out.
You
Yeah.
think they'd get that angry? You think they'd be real sensible?
Are you joking?
No?
I'm wearing lycra
Yeah, I
in a
do.
peloton. They're ready to fight anyone.
Yeah. Oh, we're glad you survived that and that he did too. That's rough.
Absolutely.
This is the Nathan, Nat, and Shaun podcast.
This Saturday, there is a Greyhounds Pets Adoption Day happening, and the spokesperson, when we think greyhounds, we think Damien Martin, former Perth Wildcat. Great.
You clearly didn't watch me play. I would not have won anything if I was a racing greyhound. But no, now that these beautiful animals are retired from the racing
Yes.
track, you can adopt or foster them. So I've done that a couple of times.
Yes.
Last time I was in here
Yeah.
was with a greyhound I was fostering at the time called Turtle. I looked up its racing and it would clearly ran like a turtle as
Okay.
well. So that one, they do match the greyhound to the owner, so that one
I
was
see
very
what
fitting.
you're saying. Yeah.
You had another one to tell us the name of that one.
That one was Treble, and its racing name was Play That Music. That one had a bit more success, so
that's
that was a
huge.
lot of fun. And I've brought King in with me today, and King and Treble look very similar as King's just doing the loop
Yep.
here in the studio. Beautiful dogs. And the misconceptions I had, which I've learned over the last 12 months, I just thought greyhounds would be high energy. They
Yes.
would want to be active, and they're not
No,
safe near
they're
children.
lazy, aren't they?
Yeah. Instead, they are so lazy.
They love
The
just to
laziest
lie
dogs possible.
around.
About 23 and a half hours of the day, they just want to be lying at
Yep.
your feet or in bed somewhere. And funnily enough, they're good for apartments. You don't have to have a big farm because they're just so lazy. Take them for a little walk.
Yes.
And the rest of the day, they just want to cuddle up to you.
Marto, when you came in last year, I mentioned to you, my brother's greyhound that they adopted is called Comet, and he looks exactly like King. And he's the same. So my mum and dad have got 7 acres. They're just down the Coburn area near the club.
Yep.
And he comes out, he does one whisk around the property for
Yeah.
30 seconds,
Yep.
and that's it.
Then
He's
take the
done.
rest of the day off.
He's just kicking back.
Marto, he's very slim. He's very svelte. Does he eat? Do they eat a lot? Do greyhounds eat much?
Just like any other typical dog, like a medium to big
Yeah,
sized
yeah,
dog.
right.
So, yeah, fill that bowl up at night once a day, a few little pats here and there, and they're pretty content and very happy. And they play hard to get. As you notice, I've only just met King. I've had a few others.
He's
but
very coy,
I
isn't
like
he?
that. I like that. Very comfortable around people, but
It's
playing
like
hard
you
to
have
get.
to earn it. You have to earn it.
They've got
Yeah.
standards. They've
But
got
they are
standards.
really good with kids as well, aren't they? Because you've got young children.
amazing.
Yeah.
I've got 3 daughters. Maggie's 8, Bonnie's almost 6, and Poppy's 2. And Poppy scares us. So she runs the house and is very brutal when it comes to her way of showing her affection. So we've got a 1-year-old Groodle at home as well. And I said this 12 months ago, if I could go back in time and only choose one dog, Bert, I love you, mate, but you're not as good as a greyhound. So whether it's with other kids, whether it's with other dogs, they fit in very nicely. And greyhounds as pets do make sure they're sending you the right greyhound for your environment.
If you had to relate the greyhound 23 hours a day of relaxing to maybe a former teammate of yours, who would you go with?
Oh, definitely not Bryce. Who's the opposite of Bryce because he doesn't stop going? Oh, Jesse's almost 40. I'm pretty sure when Jesse gets home after training, the feet get put up, he relaxes, and he calls it a day. So, yeah, Jesse Wagstaff is the equivalent of a greyhound.
These are retired greyhounds, and Jesse shows no sign of retiring.
I love it. I see it every single morning at school drop-off.
Yes.
And about 3 years ago, I actually bought him a retirement present thinking, this is it. The coach isn't playing anymore.
Can't possibly go on again.
I ended up drinking that present later in the season because I figured he's probably going to go around again. And the last 2 years, look at the last match where unfortunately they lost to Melbourne, Game 3, decide of the semi-finals. He hits a clutch 3. Coach is riding him in the back end of the fourth quarter because the trust he has in his veteran. And I thought of all the years in the most recent 2 or 3 seasons where he had to make the decision to go on and retire. This had to have been the easiest one. Keep going, mate.
Keep going.
I agree with that. It was a massive shot. 1.8 seconds left in the game. It was and knocked it down.
As we say now, Josh Giddy-esque.
Now, that finish was amazing.
Yeah.
That was incredible. But basketball Australians right now, Dyson Daniels should go on to win Defensive Player of the Year award over in the NBA, and I believe he'll be the first Australian to ever do that. He's
the great
just setting record after record. Yeah, I love the nickname they've given him as
so
well.
Far in front in the steals is unbelievable.
I mean, Giddy, the reason that they won was he picked off a steal just in a few seconds before that as well.
Yeah, LeBron who? Get the steal.
Exactly. That was very Damian Martin-esque.
Oh, I'm glad you got my notes I sent through earlier. I was hoping we could have a segue into comparing me and Giddy.
They named the Defensive Player of the Year award after you for a reason. Don't be modest.
They did. However, I believe Giddy and Daniels are both set for about $300 million 5-year deals. So that's a slight difference. I'm very appreciative of the award being named after me. $300 million, though. I think I could sell the naming rights.
Marto, enjoying your time down at the Fremantle Dockers, mate?
Yeah, absolutely loving it. So I'm only there a few mornings a week working closely with the leadership group. So I will leave the studio, head on down and be sitting in a room with the likes of the captains, vice captains and other leaders within that group. And off the back of a win, it'd be nice just to keep it similar to what we've done in the last couple of weeks where we've had a couple of losses because you don't want to ride the highs too high. You don't want to get too low during losses. But how can we have that consistent theme of gradual improvement each week, as corny as it sounds? And a lot of that stems from who the leaders are and how they go about their day.
Do they look at you and say, you don't know anything about football?
I made it clear. So I got on the front foot. And on day one, I made it clear I grew up with rugby league and basketball. So, yeah, we don't talk too many tactics, that's for sure.
Marto, the title Fremantle Dockers Leadership Advisor. Can you share any advice you've dished out?
Oh, no. Leading by example is paramount. You know, you can talk about leadership however you like, but if people don't want to play alongside you or for you based on who you are on a daily basis with consistency in your approach to training, then it doesn't matter what you articulate or say to them. So it's all about showing up every single day, trying to be level-headed, but then in the right moments, making sure you're getting the best out of your teammates, some accountability, but also praising the good things. People think leadership is just being that hard person to say, that's not good enough.
Yeah.
To be honest, that's the minority of it if you get the other things right, and there's way more good than bad, and so far I can say that's the case down in Freo.
That's excellent. I feel inspired. I'm ready to do this.
A lot of people don't know a lot about Alex Pearce, and that's one person. He inspires me the way he goes about his life.
I get to sit next to him, and at times I've got to remember I'm the 40-year-old who's supposed to be guiding these youngsters, because at times I'm like you going, mate, I'll run through a brick wall for you. And, you know, even the address after the game, they've won the game, and who he is as a person is always putting others
fabulous
first.
hair.
And glorious hair.
Amazing.
I'm going grey and he's just getting healthier. But just, you know, acknowledging his mum and blowing her a kiss. He's just a wonderful human being first and foremost, but I think he's up there with the best defenders in the league.
But a lot of hard work goes into that, doesn't it, Damo? It's not just rocking up and being able to say the right things and knowing intrinsically. Like, tell us about some of the work that goes in behind the scenes.
We get there and we just talk about, you know, the week, anything that's popped up, any thoughts, any goals that we've got, you know, is there any issues we need to address. Touch wood, we haven't had anything like that so far, but it's just having that consistent approach of who are you checking in on, who are you helping getting better in this previous week. And when it comes to football, how are your communication? How is your communication with Justin? How is your communication with the GM, Joe Bridie? And they come in at the back end of the meeting and it's wonderful. We just get to speak openly about all things life and footy, and they've been receptive to that. So it's just them speaking their mind, but then on the flip side, also remembering, hey, it's about footy first and foremost.
Yeah, they've got their own job. They have to go out there and perform themselves as well.
Is this a new role, or did they have somebody doing this before you?
They had Bob Murphy trophy last year, but
okay.
because he actually knows a bit about footy, he was full-time and did some stuff on the field as well.
Yeah.
So, no, there was a leadership role there last year with Bob filling that.
Yeah, well, they've been trying to get you for a couple of years. I know that.
Did you play hard to get?
Well, I was the equivalent. So what Kingy's doing right now, this beautiful greyhound next to me who won't let me pat him just yet, I was doing that to the Dockers, but just like King, we'll break eventually and give in.
Hey, Marto, how many greyhounds can we are looking to rehome at this point in time?
Look,
There's a few?
Yeah, go online. The beautiful thing about greyhounds as pets is you go online and you can see profiles of each of the greyhounds that are up for fostering or adoption. And with the adoption day coming up, so the whole month is greyhounds as pets, is the adoption month. But this Saturday in particular, go on, register, tell us a little bit about yourself so that we can potentially have some greyhounds lined up who we think will tick some boxes.
It's essentially like a speed dating exercise, isn't it?
Dude, you can swipe left or right and then come on down if there's a match.
The idea is to match them to the right family because, you know, they're not just all the same. Like dogs have different temperaments and things. So you're looking at finding the right match for a family.
And we're way better at it than the people on maths. So we will get it right. We are good to go.
Yeah,
the experts
and
there.
so where's it happening?
Come on down to Southern River, so it's on Fernley Road, and come on down. It's a nice drive. There's plenty of greyhounds you can meet.
Yes.
Spend the day down there with us, and please register ahead of time because that way we can have a few lined up. But if you haven't registered, you're still more than welcome to come down and meet these incredible animals. And if you're just weighing up getting a dog in your household and haven't given greyhounds a thought, trust me, they'll blow your mind away with how different
you don't
they
have to
potentially are.
go down and bring one home with you. Like it is if it's the first time meeting this breed, it's just you can go down and see what they're all about and find out how beautiful they are. They're so calm. That's what's extraordinary to me. They're just very chill dogs. Yeah.
Oh, I'm looking at King right now and it looks like King wants to get out of it. Does not like the radio whatsoever. Waiting for
King
the next
let me
soundtrack.
pat him. No, I'm just saying. King and I got along famously.
King and I want to know how many fosters accidentally then just end up at the home because you've had a few
foster fails.
How do you not just keep them for yourself?
Oh, it's the hardest day when you hand them back. So typically they don't want you having more than about 4 weeks because of the attachment you start to grow between your children, you, the greyhound, other pets. So that 4-week mark, we send the kids to school. And then when they get back, hey, girls, just so you know. No, we let them give their kisses and cuddles.
Yeah.
They know what's going on. They're grateful that we get to have 4 weeks with them in our lives.
And that means you can get another one.
They're just counting down the days. So we've got Easter holidays coming up with a few commitments. And then after that, we've got Mara Coombs in here from Greyhounds as Pets. She'll be getting a call saying, okay, who's next?
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, Mara and I met many years ago. Mara, do you want to jump on that mic and tell everybody what happened? So Mara and I met. She said, I met you once before. This is years ago down at Burke Drive, which is in Adderall, which is a big dog walking place. Mara?
I had a less obedient dog at the time and he didn't want to come home. And, so we tried to wrestle him back.
We tried to team up to try and catch this dog and he was being so naughty and he had a ball, didn't he, that he didn't want to give up? I think?
He knew that if you dropped the ball and let me have it, it'd be time to get in the car.
Yeah, so he wasn't giving it up. And there was about, 7 or 8 of us all trying to catch this dog, and in the end, I went after.
He would have been having the time of his life.
He was having the best time, and we weren't getting anywhere near him. And then it was like getting dark, and I went, I've got to go. So just abandoned Mara, and she might have been there for hours. I don't know.
Yeah, that was the last non-greyhound that I've had.
Yeah, a greyhound would never do that sort of thing. So,
brilliant.
Thanks, Mara.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
Feel the fever this Suncorp Super Netball season and join the Green Army. Get your West Coast Fever tickets at Ticketek now.
Okay, so West Coast Fever are taking on the Sydney Swifts this Sunday at RAC Arena. It's going to be a massive start to the season. This is a big game to kick it off, Seabass.
Yes, it sure is. Against the Sydney Swifts, it's going to go off. Look, Nat's box once again.
Yes.
You're going to get to go down to the game and have some hospitality, some courtside drinks. I've seen you down there before. It's a rager.
Oh, yeah. There's pre-game
Makes their own
hospitality
funnel.
this year. Yeah. Courtside drinks. We dress in green because it's Green Army. We're all about it. It's going to be awesome.
All right, there's 2 box tickets. They're up for grabs if you win today's round of Foxy Boxies.
That's right. We've got 2 contestants ready to go. Mandy, hello.
Hello, how are you?
Big Nettie fan, Mandy.
I've never been to a game, but yes, I have watched Caitlin Bassett on TV.
Yes. Of course. Yes, of course you have.
She's so good.
Did you play netball when you were younger?
Absolutely, I did.
What
I loved
position?
it.
What position were you?
Goal shooter.
Oh, yeah, of course you were. I think that's why you remember
princess
Seabass.
vibes.
Exactly.
I can hear it through the phone.
I mean, not goal attack princess vibes, but still. All right, Mandy, you're up
God,
against...
no.
God, no. You're up against Zach from Dianella. Morning, Zach.
Morning, Zach.
Morning, how are we?
Good, buddy. Ever played netball, Zach?
No, but I'm trying to win these tickets for my mum, who it's her birthday and she's played netball.
Okay. You're a good
Well done,
son,
Zach.
Zach.
Good on you, Zach.
All right, here's what's going to happen. We have a giant dice. Obviously, it's got 6 sides. That's how dice work. So whatever gets rolled up, that is going to be the number of the question that we ask. Okay? If you know the answer, buzz in with your name. You get it right, you take that point. You get it wrong, we'll just roll again. But here's the thing. We could roll up the same question twice. So if you roll a 1 and then later roll a 1 again, you've already heard that question. So buzz in with your name. Very important you hit the buzzer. And if you're the first person, even if the question hasn't been asked yet, if you get the answer right, you take the point. It's the best of 7. Let's test your buzzers. All important. Mandy.
Mandy.
Zach.
Zach.
They're working, guys. Righto, Seabass, roll that dice.
Flipperoo. Nice one, Seabass.
First question is number 4. Okay, here is question number 4. Which famous TV show had a fashion-obsessed main character named Carrie Bradshaw?
Mandy.
Mandy?
Zach. Oh,
Sex in the City.
Mandy is on the board. All right, roll again, Seabass.
What do you got, Seabass?
Number 2.
Your question. What colour do you traditionally wear on St. Paddy's Day?
Mandy.
Zach.
Mandy?
Green.
Mandy's got 2, everybody. Great job. Okay, rolling again.
That was a look away roll, and it's a 6.
Number 6. Okay, here we go. Which pop star made headlines for wearing a meat dress at the 2000...
Mandy.
Yes, Mandy?
Lady Gaga.
Mandy, killing this.
She's one
Killing
off
it.
winning.
What do we got now?
Number 6.
It's a
Okay.
6.
Mandy.
Yes, Mandy.
Lady Gaga.
Mandy's done it. Mandy's done it. Mandy, I will be seeing you in my box. 2 box
Can't wait,
tickets to watch the West Coast Fever take on the Sydney Swifts this Sunday with me. Pre-match hospitality, courtside drinks. Wear green. We're going to have a great day out, Mandy.
I'll be there too, and
I can't wait.
we can critique the shooters together, Mandy.
Are you commentating?
lovely.
I will be
I
there
can't wait.
commentating.
Okay,
Yeah.
Oh, good
right.
stuff,
All
Seabass.
right. We're often behind the commentators so we can heckle Mandy.
Yes.
So, yeah, great work. See you there.
It's the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
I was reading the paper this morning and I came across an article that I thought was very interesting.
So, when he says reading the paper, you're not reading it online. You actually buy a newspaper.
No. I'm reading on my
just
iPad on the
checking.
couch
Just
at like
checking.
3:45 in the morning. Okay.
Okay.
Um,
Sorry, it is April 1st.
I promise you this is not April Fool's. I'm not going to snake anyone.
Are you
okay?
sure?
Unlike you two. No. So sharpest tool on the seabed got my attention.
Okay.
Scientists have debunked the belief that using tool is unique to mammals and birds after documenting tropical fish that smash shellfish against rock to open and eat the meat. You guys...
Sorry, the fish pick up the shellfish, which we know, and hit it.
You told us this is a story about fish using tools.
Yeah, that's not using a tool.
No.
Well, they're using a rock. What's the rock?
No, it's not
That's
a tool. It's a rock.
What? A rock's a tool?
Oh, I tried to buy a rock at Bunnings.
You tried to...
Go down the aisle with the rock section. Okay.
I think you
The
actually can
study
buy
logs
pebbles.
fish deliberately picking up hard-shell prey like crabs and mollusks and smashing them against hard surfaces like rocks to access the meal inside.
Of course they do that.
Yeah, but like...
Well, the scientists just come up with this now.
It's the worst
Well, I mean,
story
it's
ever.
in the paper
Are
today.
you pranking us now?
I promise you.
You
This
pranked
is
us by saying you had an interesting story,
I
didn't
did.
you?
And they said, talk about it, and now you're regretting that.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
The 100 with Andy Lee is back on our screens tomorrow night at 7:30 on Channel 9 and 9 Now. Any excuse to catch up with this guy, Andy Lee. Hello.
Hello, guys. How are you?
Morning.
We're wonderful, Andy. Hey, Andy, how much time have you got with us? Because I've got that many questions to ask you about your life at the moment.
Mostly about your pub, obviously.
No, I was going to ask him also about Carlton.
Sim Sims, house
We
renovations.
can talk about.
What do you want to focus on? Carlton?
Probably
probably the 100 coming back. Definitely not Carlton. Dim Sims is good. Yes, they're available at Coles.
Yeah. Premium dim sim range, which I thought could have been an oxymoron. You're trying to challenge that.
A premium dim sim range.
That's exactly right.
So you got premium dim sims and the 100's gone prime time. I'm sensing a theme here, Andy.
Yeah. Moving up in the world, except Carlton are going the opposite direction. So, I'll avoid
Can't
all
have
questions
everything.
about that.
Yeah, but
doesn't
that balance everything out?
That
how it balances
just keeps
things
the earth spinning, you know?
I think you're probably right.
And Andy, just to quickly clarify, it's dimmies and tinnies, which is your dim sim range, which you can get where?
Coles,
there we go.
You got to be careful when you say dimmies and tinnies, because if you say tinnies...
Oh, that was a
which is a
concern,
whole
was
new
it?
franchise that I think probably might sell better.
That's where the money is, Andy. Come on.
Andy, why the dim sims?
Yeah.
It's during COVID. We were on a Zoom with a few mates having beers, and we had a joke that we should make a premium dim sim. We just didn't think it would take 4.5 years to do it. So one of my mates is a world-class chef from New York. We flew him out and we tried to start making them. But they were harder to get right than we thought. But, eventually we got them right. And then we did some pop-ups because the minimum run was 12,000.
Oh! What?
And then someone from Coles came to a pop-up and said, these are delicious, we should put them in supermarkets. And we're like, oh, wow, okay, great. So they just kind of launched now, so you can get a D&T's divvy in the Coles supermarket.
I love the fact, Andy, that you've got what we don't have.
We don't have.
Which is follow through. In that you, we've all had those ideas, and even you say, oh, I can't believe it took 4.5 years. It would take 30 years for us to pull that sort of thing together. So well done.
Oh, thank you. Once I start something, I tend to like finishing it, and even no matter how bad it's going, to be honest.
Yes.
So I'm not sure if that's a good trait or a bad one.
How are you, Renos? Super segue.
That is one of the best segues I've ever had in my entire broadcasting career. That's incredible. Look, slowly. We've finished digging, though, at least, which is good.
Oh, great.
147 days of excavation.
Whoa,
that
Lord.
is ridiculous.
Isn't that ridiculous? We just hit solid bluestone. And so, and then this is it sounds more obnoxious than it is, but they had to use diamond-tipped drill bits.
Yeah, I know that.
You're so extra.
When they do train tunnels, that's what they do.
Yeah.
That's what they have to use, the equipment they have to use over here.
Is that
exactly.
Is that why that train line in Melbourne is taking so long? Is because you used all the diamond-tipped drills?
Yeah, and a little bit of the drill bit chipped off, and I gave it to Beck as an engagement ring. So it was a little bit of a saving.
Win-win.
A little bit of a saving there.
Well, let's talk about the 100 because it is back tomorrow night, which of course everybody's excited about, and you've gone into that primetime 7:30 time slot when people are going to switch on and think that maths is still on.
Yes, hopefully. Sophie Monk on tomorrow. Hamish Blake.
Never heard of him.
In our opening. Yeah, neither had I. And I heard he's difficult to deal with. And then and Mike Goldstein. And because we are in a new family-friendly slot of 7:30, we are tackling, even though the show probably isn't all that family-friendly at times, if you think you're watching with the kids, though, go ahead. We need the numbers. We're tackling the subject of family. That's the first topic. And I'll test you guys here.
Yeah, let's hear it.
How many Aussies have been busted as a teenager sneaking out? What percentage?
I'd say 1 in 2.
Hang on,
50%.
wait. Did you say not that have admitted to doing it, but that were actually busted? Oh, I'm going to say 26.
I'll go with 15.
I'm changing mine to 33 because I had 2 sisters and one of them got caught, so 1 out of 3.
There you go.
Okay.
Get an amazing sound effect ready. So Nat's got it perfectly, 26%.
Thank you. Hand over the trophy.
Wow.
Drop Mike's situation, Nat. Well done.
Doesn't even have a family.
Good start. You got another one for us, Andy?
Yep, absolutely. What percent of Australians stack their cutlery in the dishwasher with the handles facing up?
Oh, that's a good one.
Handles facing up.
It'd be 50%, you'd think, because otherwise, although if you do it wrong, if you put it down, the wife gets angry.
You should put the pointy knives down, but other than that...
I think you're right, Ross. I reckon it's the 50-60%. I'm going to go 60.
I'm going to say 32.
I'm going 60 as well.
Oh, 46%.
I should have gone with the 50-50, Ross.
Yeah. Ross, Don't know who won that one.
No, it was a draw. We were both 14 away from it, yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay, your maths is better than mine, Matt. One more then. Okay. What percent of Australians have a secret family?
Oh, man.
Like,
A secret family.
it's probably
2%. I hope.
Nah, it's got to be lower than that, surely. 2%
no, but
have a
that
secret
might
family.
be like that found a brother that they didn't know about kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to say 3%.
Yeah, I'm sticking 2.
I'll go 1 then.
Matt's got it. 5%.
Have you seen the episode?
No. I'm not from the future.
You got the almanac. You've stolen the almanac.
She's just in touch with the common man.
Exactly.
She understands
I know
Australians. It's nice to have at least one person in your trio that's grounded.
Thank you.
It's about time that they got rid of Shaun. Well done, Ross.
Mate, my team's on the board, brother.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't give me a hard time.
Ow, that hurt. That hurt.
I'm hanging up.
We can't let you go without asking about your New York pub,
We
Andy,
got to.
because, I mean, and you had the soft launch and they drank the place dry, which is the most Australian result of all time.
Shoeys as well been done.
But it was embarrassing, actually, to run out of beer and then close the doors by 10 p.m.
So funny.
So, Andy, there was a lineup of people, just thousands of people trying to get in. Was it just...
It still is. It's a line every day, which is just crazy. The guys that put it together, a couple of mates of mine, they do know how to put together a venue. It's Eddie's his name, and he was so devastated they ran out of beer. He was embarrassed about it. I said, don't worry, it's a fun story.
Yeah.
But it's kicked off. Paddy Mills ran his first run club. So we're the only pub to have a run club.
Yeah.
Peter Pub, and he ran that on Thursday, and it turned into a heaver. With Paddy pouring his own shoey from behind the bar.
So Paddy's one of the owners, yeah?
Yeah. So the owners, everyone was going to be silent partners, but I think it's become too exciting. But thought because there was no Australian pub in New York, we better fix that. And so I reached out to a bunch of iconic Australians and tried to attach myself to them, essentially. So it's Mick Fanning, Ash Barty, Paddy Mills, Pat Cummins, Hugh Jackman, Hamish and myself.
You are hilarious, Andy.
Did everyone go for the opening, or people had other things on?
Hayden came across the opening. I mean, it's pretty hard to get that group in at the same time.
I was going to say.
But we've got a WhatsApp, and as people said yes, Mick Fanning was the first in and came, and as people join, I joined them to the WhatsApp, and I introduced Hugh Jackman to the WhatsApp. I'm like, hey guys, we've got a new investor.
Hugh Jackman has entered the chat.
Exactly. It's an actor. He had a pretty small indie film come out this year, so I don't know how it went. So good luck. And people are welcoming. And Pat Cummins writes, great, Hugh, to have someone in New York to do admin and take the bins out, etc.
I'm a bit disappointed there's no Hemsworth involved, but other than that...
Oh, if you've got a Jackman, you can't have a Hemsworth. You can only have one muscly man on...
That's true. One superhero.
Yeah. I reckon you could squeeze... Maybe just get Luke then.
Hey, Andy, how many people turned up for Run Club? I'd imagine that would have been going off.
Yeah, it was huge. Hundreds and hundreds. It's been great. So if anyone is going to New York or you've got friends there, send them down to Old Mates. Yeah, 170 John Street.
Yeah, it's down near the Wall Street end of New York, isn't it?
Yeah. It's just underneath Brooklyn Beach, below Chinatown and kind of alongside Financial District.
Near the pier. Yeah, right.
Hey, Andy, I hope it's a great success. When I first finished footy, there was me and a couple of guys who we got involved in a pub in San Francisco. Anyway, I went broke. It was called Bondi Lifesavers.
Oh, that's great.
I thought, I'm buying into this. This is it.
Yeah.
Anyway, no good.
Yeah. Oh, well, we've started strong, but I look forward to us hearing war stories in a few years' time. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, exactly.
Love it too.
Love your work, Andy. So,
cheers, guys.
The 100, check it out tomorrow night, 7:30 on Channel 9. Dim Sims from Coles.
Yeah.
Just drive past his renovation in Kew in Melbourne. Old Mates in New York. A lot to plug. Good on you. Thanks, mate.
Thanks, legend.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
Shaun, so in Australia at the moment, some of the stars of White Lotus are here, including Patrick Schwarzenegger, who's on TV at the moment. And what did you looked at him and said?
He's skinny.
So clearly he just takes after his mum rather than his dad.
Maria Shriver.
He's Auntie's son.
Auntie's son.
Yeah.
He's such a good actor, though.
He's so good.
I love him in White Lotus. He plays that role perfectly.
His character in White Lotus, if you haven't watched it, awful.
Oh,
like
yeah.
just an awful.
Typical American douchebag.
Yeah, the jock kind of, gross. But, yeah, great actor. Yeah,
Great actor.
and great show.
And very skinny.
Yeah, skinny.
No, slim.
Stop body
He's
shaming
probably
Patrick
fit.
Schwarzenegger.
He's probably fit, but when you see him again, you know, when you see his
compared
dad,
to
you
his
see
dad,
like
yeah.
what a weapon.
Yeah, for sure.
And we met him once. Tell your friends. I called him Sir. And then knocked over his
Sean,
drink.
yeah, Sean
Knocked over his drink.
Yeah, knocked over the water.
Oh, shit myself
and then they said, you're not allowed to ask for photos. And Sean sits down and goes, can we have a photo?
Everything went out the window.
And you
I got
know
that
what?
Nervous.
He asked, but we all posed for it. And we got it. Yeah. We made it. Yeah.
It's the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
Pens down, heads up. It's time for a course clash. Nathan, Nat and Shaun's banter has nothing on the universe of possibilities waiting for you at Curtin Open Day on April 6th. Search Curtin Open Day to find out more.
That's right, up for grabs right now. We've got $1,000 cash to celebrate Curtin University Open Day this Sunday. Our contestants, let's meet them.
Hello, Nadia. Good morning.
Good morning.
Nadia. Did you go to university, Nadia?
I did, but I dropped out.
What did you start? What degree did you start?
Bachelor of Laws with Criminology.
Oh, that's
Very cool.
Yeah, I love it.
Full on.
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely full on.
You know a few sneaky things to get away. How to get away with it? 'Cause that's- I mean, you
Stop
gotta,
talking, Sean. You're incriminating yourself. That's what your lawyer would tell you.
I played the fifth.
Nadia, you're up against Jackie from Bertram. Morning, Jack.
Hello.
University graduate, Jackie.
I am a while ago now, but yes.
What did you graduate in?
Bachelor of Commerce.
Oh,
Okay.
Ooh, that's what your son did, wasn't it?
Yep, crunching numbers.
Crunching numbers.
It's not for everyone, is it? Because people go, oh, accountancy, all that kind of stuff. How boring. But we need those people.
Yeah, we do.
You do.
We've got 5 degree-themed questions because, Nadia, you called through first. You get to pick between Bachelor of Innovation, all things tech and innovations, or Bachelor of Science, science trivia.
Oh, Nadia, what do you want to major in?
Science.
Science it is. That means, Jackie, you get innovation. So there are 5 questions each. We'll take turns giving them, obviously, and whoever at the end of the 5, whoever is leading will win. But if there's a tie, we have a tiebreaker question as well. All right, Seabass, you can be in charge of the science questions for Nadia if you like. So
Excellent.
question number 1.
Nadia, are you ready for this?
Yes.
What is the most abundant gas in the Earth's atmosphere?
Oxygen.
Incorrect, I'm afraid. It is
Nitrogen.
nitrogen.
Oh.
I know, no point. All right, Jackie, your innovation question.
Which company is credited with the invention of the first personal computer?
Jack.
Company.
Microsoft.
I think Microsoft is just the software, isn't it?
IBM is the answer.
IBM.
Yes,
IBM?
yeah, I know you're you're all around it. All right, it's 0-0.
All right, Nadia. What part of the human body produces insulin?
Oh, I know this one.
You do know it.
Pancreas.
Yes!
He's on the
She did know that one.
All right.
Thank goodness.
Next question for Jackie.
Okay, Jackie. What was the first mass-produced smartphone to feature a touch screen?
Apple. Or the iPhone.
Yes.
The iPhone.
We'll pay that. We'll pay that. Score check, Ross.
1 apiece.
Oh, all right. A tie tussle.
Spicy. Okay, Nadia. Which planet in our solar system has the most moons?
Saturn.
Yeah, good, my friend. Nice work,
done.
Nadia.
Woohoo.
I know. All right,
Now,
Jackie.
question for Jackie. What product did Sony introduce in 1979 that became a massive cultural phenomenon?
Sony. The Sony.
The Walkman.
Yes, what a time to be alive.
So good. I had one. I was cool.
I had one too. I was also cool. Ross.
2
You're
apiece.
Two apiece.
And I did have a Walkman as well.
Richo.
Okay, Nadia. What is the chemical symbol for gold?
Gold.
quick.
Oh.
Time's up.
Seabass?
AU. Australia, that's how I remember it.
Yeah. The Golden Country. Yeah, you're right. Okay. Next question for Jackie.
Yep.
What is the name of the innovative social media platform founded by Mark Zuckerberg?
Facebook.
I think Jackie's sprinted into the lead.
Yep, so that means Nadia needs to get this next question to stay in it, or Jackie wins.
Oh, tight. Okay.
All right, Nadia, I got you back here. You can do this. What force keeps planets in orbit around the sun?
Oh my God. I know this.
That is
All I can think of is the song from Wicked. Defying gravity.
Jackie.
Yeah, Jackie, you've taken it out. You've scored $1,000 cash, Jackie.
No way, that's amazing.
I know.
Well done, Jackie.
That's a nice start to a Tuesday morning, isn't it?
It is.
Well done.
Thanks for playing, Nadia. Thank you.
Now, Jackie, you can say that you've earned a Bachelor of Innovation.
It's that easy.
That's how you do it, everybody. Check it out at Curtin University Open Day. All right, Course Clash is happening again tomorrow.
Yes, we are.
Another $1,000 on the line.
Nathan, Nat, and Shaun podcast.
Time for us to get out of here. Tomorrow on the show, Jeremy Piven.
Jeremy Piven. Jordan
Gold.
Clark.
Mm-hmm.
What does he play?
Dockers.
Okay, good. Kath Loughnan.
Eagles.
Well, she's
Fox commentator.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Likes the
Great. She lives here.
Next
Nat's
swimmer.
going to
She's
give her
amazing.
a lift
Yep.
actually into
Yeah,
work,
she
'cause
lives
she's
on my
a
street.
star.
Oh,
Yeah.
she's so good.
Yeah,
Love it.
she's great. She's great. Plus $1,000 up for grabs. And Foxy Boxies will be back. That's your chance to join me at the netball on Sunday, which is going to be a massive first game of the Suncorp Super Netball.
Shortly, we're going to have the video up of Damien Martin being absolutely hoodwinked. So was Caitlin Bassett and
I
myself.
was about to say there was three
About-
people who were hoodwinked.
Your cunning lies that you sprouted at 7:30 this morning about Bryce Cotton.
Hilariously, the song that played before we did this was Liar by Jelly Roll. The clues were there.
Well, I
We're
trust
just too trusting. We
Yeah.
are. We're naive, aren't
Yeah.
we?
Yeah.
I nearly earlier this morning, Ross, before the show. Do you remember we were in the office and I've just said to Amy, "Are we still doing the April Fool's thing?" And you're just sitting there, and then I realised that that's right, we weren't telling Ross. It's very early.
Didn't pick
and
up
so
on it.
I know. Then you said, "Oh, okay, so they're prank. We're not doing pranks."
The
are we?
prank
And I went,
is
"Yeah,
that
that's
we're
it.
not doing
pranks.
pranks. And I was
That's
like,
it, because we're better than that, aren't we? Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But we are not better than that.
No, we're not better than
We are
that.
not better than that.
Got him a beauty.
So the good thing was, in one of the parts we were talking to Marta about, he actually gave out some information, and then he texted us to say, "Hey, that was just a April Fool's
Was that?
joke
Have
himself."
we checked?
No
to
way.
see?
He just gave it up, so he doesn't want us
I'm
to.
just going to check that team's feed to see where they're
And so the whole April Fool's was Bryce Cotton is going to Melbourne United. which
Yes.
You had to
And
Melbourne
he
Metro.
fell for it, hook, line, and sinker.
Well, it's believable.
Well, we
Yeah.
trust Nat and Shaun. Well, we did.
Yeah, there's no
No, you stay trusting me.
Yeah, well.
there's no mention on that. What Marto let slip.
Yes.
There's no mention of that. On their socials, where you would imagine that if that was indeed an April Fool's Day gag, as he is asserting, that's where they would have posted it, surely.
Well, if you're a smart journo, you would have been listening and you'll go do some research. I'm sure.
If
Craig
only we knew a
O'Donoghue-
smart journo.
Very
Just
good.
a recently retired one,
Yeah,
Seabass.
Good luck.
Truso, hello.
Hey, buddy.
Hi, after all of that, should I be looking over my shoulder all day? You guys, absolute pranksters, and I don't feel real safe in here at the moment. So have you got anything else lined up for the morning I should know
got
about?
an absolute ripper for
You'll
you.
never know.
All right, well, I'm going to
Trust no one today.
continue the day with one eye open, but good luck, guys. Great gag,
right.
too. Great to have you all back in the house. Well done.
Nathan, Nat, and Shaun is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.